Home Assistant is a home automation software that is open source and free to use. Its purpose is to serve as a centralized control system for smart home devices, emphasizing local control and individual privacy. Here is everything new in Home Assistant 2022-11. Identifying the differences between hubs, devices, and services. Configuration entries can either integrate a single device, a broad range of devices via a hub, or a service, which might be a complicated factor to consider. Developers plan to begin differentiating between those in the UI shortly. Still, they cannot do so now because integration needs to reveal this information. They hope to start doing so soon. There is already a manifest property called integration type, which is expanded in such a way that it can support the following new types. Device. The integration works on a device in isolation at each process stage. Hub. The integration brings together several different gadgets. Service is successfully incorporated into the integration. How integration is carried out differentiates a hub from a service or device as a type of integration. A hub is an access point to numerous other devices or services in a network. Integration is broken down into two categories: service and device. Both categories provide a single device or service per configuration entry. Virtual integration. Several products are supported by integration that does not have the product's name in their name. As an illustration, Roborock vacuums can be integrated through the Xiaomi Mio integration. There are also situations where an entire product line will only support a single Internet of Things standards, such as Zigbee or Z-Wave. For instance, the U-Tech UltraLock communicates via Z-Wave and does not have any particular integration that is dedicated to it. It may be difficult for end customers to understand how to combine those goods with Home Assistant because of the complexity of the process. To assist with the situations described above, they now offer virtual integrations. Virtual integrations are not existing integrations. Instead, they are intended to assist users in locating the appropriate integration for their particular devices. They only have a single manifest file, and no other code exists in any of their other files. There are two kinds of virtual integrations, one supported by another integration, and another uses an existing Internet of Things standard. Having support from. A virtual integration is said to be supported by if it directs users to look to another integration to implement the integration's functionality. IoT standards. Virtual integration, referred to as IoT standards, is an integration that uses a pre-existing IoT standard to establish connectivity with the device. Removing the supported brands feature. The feature referred to previously as supported brands has been replaced by virtual integrations. Only Home Assistant core integrations use this capability. However, all of those integrations have since been converted to use virtual integrations instead. Because there was no longer any usage for the supported brands functionality, it was deleted immediately without a deprecation period being implemented first. Commands are available on GitHub for those who own code. GitHub commands for code owners as a new feature to the Home Assistant Service Hub, which was done as part of an extension. Because of this capability, any code owner can issue triage on problems associated with their integration. Updated Imperial System Unit System. Imperial System has been marked as obsolete as version Home Assistant Core 2022-11. As its substitute, the US customary system has been implemented. Similarly, a unit system's metric and name characteristics are considered deprecated. They should not be used in any context. It will be necessary to modify any custom integrations that make use of this unit system or these attributes to make use of instance checks instead. The newest cards. Card of Tiles. The Tile card is the very first brand new card that has been bestowed upon us. It is likely due to the hiring of front-end developer Paul into Nabukasa, who you may be familiar with for creating mushroom cards, that this card is the first card that will bring in a new style of cards into Home Assistant. According to the developers of Home Assistant, this card is the first card that will bring a new style of cards into Home Assistant. The Tile card is an update to the Entities card in that it provides you with a concise overview of all of your devices, as well as the entities they belong to. If you tap on the card icon, the entity will be toggled, and if you tap on the card itself, a more info dialog box will be brought up. You can also customize the card more in-depth than was previously allowed by configuring the colors of the icons. Card of Statistics. The name of the second brand new card is the Statistic card, and it shouldn't be confused with the Statistics graph card in any way. With the new Statistic card, you can quickly and easily create a minimum, maximum, average, or change value of a sensor over a given time period. This is very useful if you can quickly glance at an entity and get a meaningful value without having to create an additional sensor or helper. The new Statistic card can show a single value of long-term statistics for an entity. This does not require you to create an additional helper. Monitoring the consumption of water. A popular feature throughout the What the Heck month, which, for just one feature, the option to monitor water use within Home Assistant, received more than 370 votes. Water consumption was an obvious addition to this energy dashboard since it currently allows users to track various energy usage types, including grid electricity, solar energy, and gas, and it looks beautiful. UI alterations. Control of the color's temperature. Suppose you have ever added a light to Home Assistant that has control over the color temperature. In that case, you will have noticed that when you changed the color temperature, it was measured in something called Maillard. This gave a number that, depending on where you're from in the world, may not be all that meaningful to you. In any case, as of version 2022-11, the default unit of measurement has been changed to Kelvin, which is most likely an already familiar unit. This modification will be reflected in the user interface when a color temperature is selected on your dashboard or when automation and scripts are being created. Statistics for the long term. As if we hadn't been spoiled enough already, 2022-11 will also see long-term statistics added to the more detailed box for entities when it is relevant to present it. This comes in response to the fact that we have yet to be spoiled enough previously. This provides you with the ability to view long-term statistics easily and fast at a look without the need to go into further information, which is a nice little touch that helps out a lot. First day of the week. You can now change the first day of the week, meaning that date ranges, schedules, calendars, and automation will consider this when displaying the week. This option is available to set in your user profile and may be helpful to some users depending on where they are from in the world. Automation and scripts are smarter. Another feature implemented as a result of What the Heck was a significant improvement in the intelligence with which automation and scripts are reloaded. So in the past, automation was in the process of running and had something like a wait or a delay in it. It was pause, then adding new automation would cause all automation to restart. The one that was already running would never finish. This was because adding new automation caused all automation to restart simultaneously. Adding new automation or making changes to existing automation, whether through the user interface or YNL, will only cause the changed automation to be reloaded, with anything unchanged being left as is. This means that any automation that has been running for a longer period of time should be left untouched. New functionality for the templates. And now, for the icing on the cake, we have a brand new template function, which was also the direct consequence of a What the Heck. Topic enables you to use state attributes and states as a filter, as well as the test state and is state attribute in your templates to determine whether or not something is a state or a state attribute. A default value can be added to the average function. Finally, a new method lets you check the native IDs of entities. Both of these features are available now. All the little things. When it comes to the smaller things, we have quite a few interesting new additions to offer this month. To begin, Shelly Gen 2 devices that are powered by batteries are now included in the list of supported devices. Additionally, the Jellyfin integration has now acquired support for media players. The MQTT integration now allows updates entities, allowing you to update from the dashboard. That's all for today, guys. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to subscribe and leave a comment saying I subscribed, and I'll personally reply to your comment. Thanks for watching.